Some pretty good efforts by your athletes down in San Diego.
Yeah, our men's throws team just came through. I mean, they scored in every event that they were in: javelin, shot, disc, hammer, and in some of the events in shot and disc, there's 8 positions available for people to score in the top 8, and we've gotten 4 people into each of those events that scored. So it was just a great weekend for the men's throwing team and the men's team in general. Women's team did pretty well as well, so we're pretty happy overall. We had a good weekend.
What was that like for the athletes, and even for the coaching staff as well, facing athletes that you hadn't seen, throughout the season from the conference?
We were prepared for it. We've been to enough large meets that we were prepared for the competition level. We're in a highly competitive conference. A lot of large teams that have, big populations at their school, and our kids held their own. They did really well, and they actually exceeded our expectations going into it. Coaches will sit there and round up all their points and see what they might project into it, and we met those and even went beyond that. So we're very satisfied that the program's moving in the right direction.
Obviously athletes, they want to qualify for nationals, and having another shot, last chance though, this weekend at San Francisco for the athletes that you do take down there. Obviously a lot on the line.
Yeah, it's just it's very objective. Track and field, it's either you make the mark or you don't. So we're going to go all out. We're going to take down a couple of athletes that are right on the bubble and hopefully get them into their respective events. Right now we feel real comfortable with 2 of our athletes, with Fred Rosser and Matt Horsfall, making it in the respective events to the national championships. But we want to get a couple more people there too. It'd be nice to have 3 or 4 be there, and it's the most that Humboldt's had probably in the last 10 years if we can get these additional 2 in. So the last chance is real important to these individuals and to our program, so we're going to give it a shot and try to get them in.
And just to be clear, how many of your athletes so far have qualified for nationals?
Well, we won't know until next week, but right now we feel comfortable with 2 for sure. So I wouldn't say for sure. We just won't know until this past weekend, because there are other last chance meets going around the country too. So those athletes will be allowed to qualify for the top 18 in the country, and we just hope that we have a better day than they do, and we are able to keep the people that we think are going to go and add 2 more to it. So that's what our plan is.
As a coach, how exciting is it, the fact that it's this last chance, you're taking these athletes to have a chance to qualify and go on to nationals? It's kind of like their last opportunity to do that. How exciting? You want them to do well. How exciting is it?
It's real exciting. I mean, we're coming off a good weekend from conference championships. All the athletes are relatively healthy. They're in prime condition, so all we have to do now is just extend it 1 more week to try to get there. But I guess the best way to put it is that the national championships are like the Olympics for college student athletes. It's hard making. It's very competitive, and the national championships is the spot where you become All-American. So just to get them there is great, and then the next step beyond that is to become All-American. So I'm real excited for the athletes. It's kind of nice because we have different categories of our team qualifying or trying to qualify. So we have Corey Gill in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. We have Ben Tarango in the 800 meter run. We have Fred Ross in the 400 meter hurdles, and we have Matt Horsfall in the javelin. So pretty much every section of our team is well represented in some way or another. So I'm real proud of them, and they deserve it. They've had a good season.
How many athletes you taking down in San Francisco?
We're just going to take 2, just Corey Gilly and Ben Tarango. We feel relatively confident with the other 2, and you got to also make up the meet. Right now, it's hard to make the meets competitive after a conference championship. It's like, okay, who else is going to be there to help hype things up and get the times down? And I think Fred Rosser and Matt Horsfall have done everything they could to this point to try to make it to nationals. They got good marks going into it, so unless something really substantial happens, they should make it in there. And I don't think San Francisco just has enough competition in that hurdle race to help Fred's time. So we're just going to rest them, cross our fingers for next week, but we feel pretty good with everything.